All right, guys. So it was my first day of accepting everything, and it actually went pretty good. There was a couple somewhat bad ones, but it's actually pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and show what my day was like, at least with the screenshots I have and whatnot. But right now, I was gonna go ahead and go late, but I was like, why don't we get up early and try the early shift? So I'm gonna try to do that tomorrow. I'm going to try to get up by 5 or 6 at the latest and get going by like 7, maybe earlier. And we're going to go ahead and try that out. I'm hoping there'll be less competition, more orders. Earlier today, we just went crazy. I don't know. It might go crazy tonight, though. But this is the first really good rush that I've had. And maybe it's because I'm accepting so many in a row. But a lot of them were actually pretty good today. Doesn't always happen that way, but let's go ahead and go over my day of accepting everything. So this is the start of it. It was at 10:11 when I had my first order, 750 plus for 1.9 miles. I ended up after the store. It would have actually been less. I was going by the store, and the actual pickup time was when I was next to the store. It was really weird. I don't understand that. What the heck was that noise? I don't even know. Anyways, so it turned out being $13.50, which to start with is actually pretty good. I was happy about that because most of the tips around here are usually pretty dang bad. Anyways, so the next one, this was not the greatest. $8.75 for 7.7 miles, but it was going to the area. It should be able to, yeah, you can't really tell exactly where it's at. And I've seen other people, like, that's one thing I was worried about is, showing where the location is, but you can't really see up front. Yeah. Anyways, let's go on. So we got 7.7 miles, $8.75. The next one that showed up on Uber, or at least the first one, 14.3 miles for $13.51. For flowers. No. Flowers, in my opinion, are like alcohol. I don't like doing them, and I really think it should pay more to have to deliver flowers since it's like a specialty item. Even though it's only one item, still a pain in the butt trying to figure out where the flowers are, getting everything going, and I don't like it. And then on top of that, I have to try to make sure the flowers stay upright in the car and not fall over, not spill everywhere. And it's not my deal, especially for low pay. But I will do it for really good pay or just because I need my acceptance rate on DoorDash. Anyways, I don't really do any kind of acceptance or worry about it on Uber Eats since DoorDash is the main focus here. Here's another one, $5.08 for 7.7 miles. That's regular Safeway pickup for that. Oh shoot. Luckily I had that's good. It's fine. Anyway, so this was one of the DoorDash ones. What I do here is I'll put the pops behind the bag and I buckle it in. It saves me some spillage. It still spills a little bit, like if you can see here. I'll go ahead and show off what my seat looks like because of all this DoorDash stuff I do. Bought a brand new car and my seat looks like this. I really need to get cleaning stuff. That's one thing that I have not done that I really should. But this is what my seat looks like because of all the pops and other crap from the DoorDash orders. So you can see there's stuff all over there. But yeah, I got a new car. You would have thought I would get stuff to clean the car more. Go on with my day of accepting everything. I did see this on Instacart, $12.79 for 9.9 miles. I don't do those unless it's, because I don't have to worry about acceptance rate unless like it's super dead or it's actually pays decently. But yeah, it was 2 items and it was pretty much out in the middle of nowhere. See, just going out there, and that's a no-no for me. Anyway, so we got the next order on DoorDash was it just turned out to be a $5.50 tip, and the base pay was $3.25. One thing I wanted to show off is you guys how the base pay fluctuates, and I always look at it to see because sometimes the base pay can be pretty good, and sometimes it can be pretty bad, and the tip can be pretty good, and it looks worse than it is because it's worse than it is based on one of the factors, either the tip or the base pay. But that order wasn't that bad. It does seem like it's, decently far or whatnot. But I wanted to go into Centralia anyways, so it actually, it turned out just fine. $8.75 to go where I wanted to be anyways is always a good thing. Usually the pay doesn't matter if I wanted to go somewhere anyways. Anyways, this one turned out pretty good. It was a 6 items Safeway, $18.75, 3.7 miles. And it stays in the zone, so it's, totally good. Anyways, so we got $10.50 for the second one. It was 13 items, 1.3 miles, and then it added on to the other order. So it doubled up, and it made it between the two orders $39.25. Dang it! So about $40 between those two. Good start. And then I got this next order added on top of that to pick up coffee at the station. So I had to pick up that, grab that for $5.50 extra. And then I dropped off the alcohol. It was a $10 tip, $8.75 base pay. So it turned out to be $18.75 for that order. And she's super nice. I just, I had to cut it off, though, because I don't want to make these people wait. And then on top of all that, after delivering that and having those other orders, I got another order that was 6+ for another 2 miles, Berryfields Cafe. And so that's how it was going. I got a bunch of different orders, which I know the names are on there, but it doesn't show the last name. So it should be okay. Okay. And then I got a customer flipping out on me. Did you not choose to take those? Because she's talking about that it was taking so long. Seeing as I have no other choice but to wait, you have to finish doing your other orders before you finally bring mine. Please drive safely. I will talk to you when you arrive. I had frozen food and cheese in my order, and has been shot for about an hour already. It's all out of temperature. So I was like, sorry, it's taking a bit. And this was the one before it. My bad. I had to shop second Safeway order, and delivery's theirs now, and DoorDash has me picking up the station for another customer. She's like, okay. I was like, DoorDash just sent me to Berryfields to pick up another order, so it will be a bit longer on top of that. Sorry, it is busy today. At least it was for then. And then that's when she's like, do you not choose to take those? And then, let's see here. Sorry, I didn't, I didn't see your messages right away. So I said, sorry, I didn't see your messages. Just picked up the other order. And yes, my acceptance rate matters. I do apologize sometimes. They have me do 9 orders before dropping off the last one. When busy, if you're worried about it, you can pay for express, and this won't happen. They do have me on the way to next, just so you know, ETA 11:45. And then I got there, and it was a customer that I've had many times before. She was actually really cool and understanding after I got there. And, I apologize it took so long. And she did give me an extra tip afterwards. It was a $2 extra tip. The last couple times, and this is one of the times before, I told her that I didn't get the last 2 tips, and that because she said she would adjust it, and I told her I think DoorDash is accept or might be keeping tips. She didn't say she for sure tipped or anything the last couple times, but she did. She's like, yeah, I'll adjust your tip and make sure it's on there. So I did get an extra $2 for that order also, and it was cool and all. Hopefully I can, show that. If any of you guys think that was not something that should be shown, or if I missed anything, let me know. I'm new to, posting things on DoorDash. I can blur out anything on YouTube, which I might go ahead and do some of the stuff on the video afterwards. especially if any of you guys think that I should. I think everything's good. It doesn't show last name. It doesn't show exact location on any of these. And I don't really watch a lot of other DoorDash YouTubers. Maybe I should, to get, some tips and whatnot. So this popped up. This is a new thing. I've never seen it before until today. It said, this dash so far, 81.89. Total online time was 2 hours and 34 minutes. 6 out of 6 offers accepted. This offer was $22.89. So in 2.5 hours, I made $81.89, equaling about $38 an hour. If it was always that good, I'd be pretty happy. I like making that much money that quickly. But most of the time, it does do this sometimes, but then it just dies. And I get some really good stuff, but then all of a sudden they just give me crap after crap after crap, or at least that's usually what happens. Let's go on. So I did that. And then they sent me this order, 9.4 miles for $26, 31 items, and it was going, up to Rochester. This was kind of out in the middle of nowhere. Still decent. I can shop really fast. I think I got that order. I should have got the time on how long it took me to shop that order. But I shopped it pretty quickly. I think it took me 15 minutes right about there to shop the whole order. And so yeah, it was there was instructions on the on how to find it, but it was difficult. I couldn't figure it out. And then I tried calling the customer, she didn't answer. That's one of the things. If you order DoorDash and a Dasher's on the way, always answer your phone. Because one, if the DoorDasher tries to call you, you don't answer, they'll call support. And then if support calls and you don't answer, your order just goes back to the store. And sometimes you get charged for the order anyways. Especially if there's alcohol on it, you'll for sure get charged for the alcohol if it has to go back. At least from what I've been told. I've never had it returned on me, but I've been told by support that especially if alcohol has to be returned, that the customer gets charged, and sometimes and they don't get their items or whatnot. So it wasn't bad. It's $26, and it doesn't say how long it takes to deliver though. That's what they should say. It should say, because it shows the customer tip was $10, base pay was $16, which wasn't too bad. But it doesn't say how long that order took in total, which it should. At one point, they were doing that. It does show total time online was 3.5 hours, and I hit 107.89. So it took me probably about an hour then total, because I think the last one finished at 2 hours and 34 minutes. So I made $26 an hour on that. And then I got this one that I wasn't too happy about, but it's still technically $2 a mile or close to it. $8.50 for 4.5 miles, 8 items, and just wasn't that bad. Oops. No. Anyways, let's go on. I saw this order. It's pretty good, but it's already on the Dollar General order. And when I'm doing pretty good on DoorDash, I don't really want to switch over to Uber Eats unless it's a really good order, or Instacart. I don't like to drop orders. If I see a $60 order or a $50 order and it's super good, or even 30, I think that would be fine. Even if it's 20 and I'm making $8, I don't like to drop an order for only another $10. If it's really big, I'll go ahead and drop it, but I prefer not dropping orders, especially when DoorDash is doing really good. I like to keep going with DoorDash. So yeah, I decided not to take that, and it was just a Safeway pickup too. So it was actually a pretty good order, but again, I was busy. Then I saw this one that was $28.80 for 19.6 miles, going way out in the middle of nowhere. I'm not taking that. It also had 33 items, 43 units total. I know who took it too. Oh man. I like the guy. I really do. He's a nice guy, but he's a little slow. And he takes almost any order. I used to see these orders boost constantly. No, now because he's the only app that he has now, because he's been deactivated on the other apps, is Instacart. So he takes pretty much everything. Since he doesn't have any other options, he's going to take anything he can get, which I understand. But I kind of want to try to figure out somehow how to get him back on DoorDash or Instacart or Spark or something. He's on Instacart, but yeah. So he'll stop taking every freaking order. Anyways, so yeah, I would do an order like this for $50. I don't think I'd do it any less than that. That's unless it's like super dead. If it's super dead, I'll do an order like this, but I have to not have an order for like a good 40 minutes plus. Yeah, I don't even think I'd do it for 40 if it was dead. I hadn't seen an order for a bit and I was at the store, I might do it for 40, but yeah, not so good. This one was pretty decent, but I don't have any screenshots of the items. It was 90%. I think it was all produce. Like pretty much every single item was produce. So you got 23 items. Usually if it's regular items, I can estimate that it's going to take me about 10 minutes to shop, something like that. It's got 37 units though, so it's going to add a little bit because I have to grab multiple items. So 15 minutes max on the order is what my estimate would be on this one to shop. But then I got 6.8 miles. But then you got the produce items, which are usually like double the time as a regular item. For each produce item, it's like double because you have to pick the produce items, you have to weigh them, not always, but some of the time, and then you have to bag them, and then you have to tie off the bags, and sometimes they're not in stock, so you have to talk to produce and have them go to the back. So that adds on, instead of being 15 minutes, it's going to be 30 plus minutes to shop. And then 6.88 miles, 45 minutes. So it's still $23 an hour. Probably what it'd take me is about 45 minutes for that order, which still isn't bad. Maybe quicker. Anyways, so yeah, for 4.5 hours, I made $116. On the Dollar General order, they tipped $3.50. The base pay was $5. Then I got this one. I just saw the other Instacart order, which, it was half the mileage for just a few dollars less. I probably should have done the other one, but technically this one's better. It is, I don't know. It depends on how you look at it. Like this took me no time at all. I just picked up the items. So it took me like maybe 10 minutes in the store total. And then it took me probably 18 minutes to drive it and then 18 minutes back. And I don't think I saw any orders around the area, so I had to drive all the way back down. I don't know. We'll see when I switch up. But yeah, that's 33 miles drive total from the store to there and then back. So not quite $2 a mile, but I still consider it worth it. It was decent enough. And it was $17 base pay and $10 tip on that one. So it could have been much worse if the base pay would have stayed down, which it could have. Like the base pay could have been $8 and it would have only been $18. I've seen them like that before. Anyway, so Dash, that was at $143.39. Let's go ahead and try to go a little faster here. That's when I ended the Dash, I think. Yeah. Anyway, so this is an order I got. That's why I ended the Dash and I went to Centralia. Man, this is taking too long. I should have organized this better. And I got this order. It was 28 items, 50 units total. And then so one was actually pretty good. It was supposed to be $63 for the two orders and 11.1 miles. I didn't get a screenshot of anything before the order. It's really difficult to do so with Instacart because you got to accept those orders quick. And any extra time that you spend not trying to accept it, you'll lose the order. Anyway, so I shopped it 16 minutes and 43 seconds. As you can see, there's no items left to shop. And so the goal time was 36 minutes, shopped in 16 minutes, total items was, well, 28 if you include the review, right? 28? Yeah, 28 items. Got done in 16 minutes, which is not too bad. And I made $65.12. So that was actually pretty good. I think it took me, do I have anything stating how long it took me? I don't know. I think it took me like an hour total to get both of them dropped off. Maybe a little bit less, but yeah, $65 in an hour is pretty nice. Then I was like, let's go get some food. I spent $3.55 on some Burger King for breakfast. I had pictures, but they're in this phone. I was gonna get something, but then I was like, from a regular store, but I was like, no, let's just go ahead and get a pizza pocket and a tornado. So that's what I ate for breakfast. And I'm kind of glad I did, because it just got me going. I didn't take any extra time. And I need to be doing that more, because stopping and getting food usually takes a good half an hour before I'm back at it again. It's just no good to spend a half an hour eating food when I could be working. Anyways, so I saw this order pop up, $14.34 for a mile for 10 items. It's a pretty good order, but, I kind of am not happy with myself, because she used to tip much better. Like, the orders used to be $28 for an item or order like this, anywhere from $25 to $30. And I made the mistake of saying, oh, these orders are awesome. I really like doing them because, the pay is really good and I appreciate it. No, that's one thing that I have learned. Never tell your customer that the tip is really good unless you can tell they know that it's really good. Because they'll start tipping less and you'll start making less money. Just thank them. Say thank you for, even just thank you for tipping. But don't say thank you for the big tip. I've learned never to say that unless it's like massive, like you can tell. Or they say something like, like, that was a good tip, huh? If they say something like that, then it's like, oh yeah, that was a good tip. Or if they like hand you a $20 bill or something, be like, be surprised or what. Like I am. I'm always like super happy when I get like an extra 20 or 50 or even 100. That's always freaking nice. I haven't got another $100 tip in, man, I don't even remember the last $100 tip I've received. I've received a few. Maybe I'll make a video about just that. But let's get on to this. I want to be done with this video already. So yeah, I didn't accept it. And it was mainly based on my frustration about that. Plus, I was hoping it was boost more. Because sometimes there's nobody with alcohol certification on. And it'll boost a little bit more. I was hoping to get it up to 18. And I would have been happy with that. But somebody else got it. I'm sure it was the guy that takes everything lately. He only does Instacart. Anyways, I ended my shift around 5:11 there. And I got another order. It was 10:25 at around 5:29. And that was pretty far. That was no. This was a good one. Total online. It only took me 17 minutes on this one. It was a pretty good order, $10.25. The only frustration, though, is it was a plus. It said, I didn't get the screenshot on that one. It said 10 plus. So I was like, ooh, this could be a really good one. I drop it off and it's 25 cents more. That's always frustrating. Seriously, 25 cents more. That annoys me like no other. I would have rather had him tip $9.70 or the $8.25 on that. So the base pay was $2. That's how base pay can be so confusing, because that was 5 miles. So the $2 base pay includes no mileage. The tip now covers the mileage because they feel the tip is above what you technically should be getting paid, or what would cover the mileage. So then they drop the tip or the base pay down even further, down to $2, when it would be more even without declines. Because there is, pay based on no declines and mileage, because they do have like distance pay technically. I don't know. I might actually make a video on all of it because it's super confusing how their base pay system works. But if they tip more, the base pay will be less. If they tip less, the base pay will be more and will go up based on declines. But if there's no declines, the base pay stays the same. Like, I have seen this multiple times where an order, like, I've even seen a 5-hour order out there with a $2 base pay and the $5 tip. So nobody saw the order because it was in a place that, and this happens all the time. They don't send it out far enough, so you only see the order if you're within a certain distance from the store, and you have to pretty much be delivering to a customer on the way towards it or be in that area to actually see the orders. So they don't get picked up. They just don't. And that hardly ever happens at almost any store except for that one, because for some reason they won't send it out far enough. They don't want to pay the extra, I guess, to make sure to get it covered. I have no idea. Anyways, that's gonna be it. I think for this. Oh yeah, I did have one more order, and it wasn't the greatest, but it's funny because customers think that the pay is really good. It's just, no, we have to accept them for acceptance rate. It's like the last order I did, because, I'm doing 100% right now, but it was $10 for 10.5 miles, which is not good. That's 50 cents a mile. But the suggested tip, the highest, I'm sure on that order, and she tipped double that, I'm pretty sure. I think she tipped $8, and the base pay was $2. I might be wrong on that, though. Maybe it was different, but still, her tip was above what the suggested tip would be. Like, I live all the way, 12 miles away from the nearest stores, and the highest suggested tip is $4.50 on a basic order. So the pay becomes $12 to go 12 miles if I tip the highest amount. If I don't tip anything, it's $7.50 to come out here at start. Like, if it gets declines, it's going to be more, but that's what it is. Anyways, I think that's going to be it for this one. This is my first day one of accepting everything. Oh, that was one thing I didn't go over. We need to go over what my acceptance is now. Oh, and I missed that too. I'm going to try to figure out how to make these quicker. I really am. Okay, so my acceptance is now at 85%. The start of the day, I was at 80%. Completion still at 99. Custom rating, do we still have 5 stars? Yes, for now. All right. Doesn't always happen that way when I accept everything. Anyways, and the last thing, I am now at 16,199 miles, and I'm at 20 miles. I should have put gas in again. I only have 20 miles, and when I started today, I only had 22 miles in my tank. But that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, I posted the other video earlier today. You can see my original mileage from the start of today and my mileage to now. I am kind of curious what it was myself. I'm gonna have to go back and look, but okay, let's try to get some sleep. I went on too long. I wanted to get a little bit accomplished before going to bed. Well, I am curious to know what DoorDash is doing. Let's see. 4-minute wait time right now. Yeah, and I can dash from home now. Let me see here. Let me see what it's interesting. I did one time get an order all the way from home out here. So it's 2 to 6 minutes right now. Yeah, that was a really busy night. I haven't seen it like that. At least not yet. I'm really hoping it, things like what happened this morning happen again, because it used to happen all the time, but most of the time it was when I was at 100%. But I don't know. I'm hoping DoorDash will break a little bit and I can start making good money again. Today was the first time that I've really, seen good stuff happening. Well, I kind of have a few days, but today was like the back-to-back-to-back stack stuff. That's always good to see because that's always when I make the most money, usually. Unless there's lots of Instacarts, and then that helps too. Bye for now, guys. I'm going to shut up now. I've went on too long.